Wes here with your weekly moment of meditation. You know, this week we've been talking about the desires that trap us, specifically lust, anger, and revenge. Today I'm going to read a passage for you, and then I'm going to ask you to do something kind of crazy. I want you to spend 15 minutes alone and in silence, listening for God to tell you where you may have a hard heart, or a heart that's not able to hear Him, or maybe a place in your life that you've not given totally to Jesus. Now, 15 minutes in silence can be a hard thing. I want you to find a space that is comfortable, where you can be alone, where you can kind of turn off your phone and turn off the Xbox or whatever other distractions you may have. For some of you, sitting still is going to be really comfortable, whether it's in your room or on your deck. But if you're more like me, sitting still is really hard. So here's a couple of tips. Maybe you just need to go for a walk. There's something about walking that burns up a little energy and allows our mind to better hear what God might be trying to say. The other thing I would suggest is something like this. I use Hot Wheels a lot just because I can spin the wheels and do something mindless while I try to listen for God. So with that in mind, I'm going to read this over you, and then I want you to spend 15 minutes asking yourself the question, where am I hard-hearted towards God? Ephesians 4, verses 17 through 24. So I tell you this, and insist on it in the Lord, that you must no longer live as the Gentiles do, in the futility of their thinking. They are darkened in their understanding and separated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them due to the hardness of their hearts. Having lost all sensitivity, they have given themselves over to sensuality as to indulge in every sort of impurity, and they're full of greed. That, however, is not the way of life that you learned when you heard about Christ and were taught in Him in accordance with the truth that is in Jesus. You were taught, with regard to your former way of life, to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, to be made new in the attitude of your minds, and to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness. Hey, thanks for joining us. Enjoy your 15 minutes listening for what God might want to say to you this week.